Deepest, Darkest Secret, Chapter 6. At Sophia's office, Luke sits in the chair opposite her desk. He looks around her office. In the window is a small plant whose leaves are turning yellow. Her desk is bare other than her computer and some office supplies. There are no pictures of family members or even pets. There's certainly not any toys for Luke to play with. Sophia digs in her desk drawer. She pulls out some coloring pages and crayons and hands them to Luke. Do you like to color? I'm sorry, it's about all I have that you can do. Luke takes the pages and the crayons. He flips through the different pictures until he finds one of a superhero and begins coloring. Red cape, blue shield. Luke loves superheroes. He knows they're not real, but if they were, he'd want to be one when he grows up. He would fly around the town, saving children from the bad guys. No kid would have to worry if Super Luke was around. Sophia turns on her computer and enters the data from the paperwork she gathered earlier into the system. Once that is complete, the program provides a list of foster families that have room to take Luke. She looks over the list and starts calling. She always starts with families that don't have any foster children currently in their homes. Call after call, she is met with disappointment. Some families don't want to take in someone over a certain age. Some families have adopted or had children of their own since they signed up to be foster parents and are no longer interested in fostering. She makes sure to notate those in her system so she doesn't try them again in the future. Some families are good with taking him in until she explains that Luke is not talking. Disheartened, Sophia breaks for lunch. She takes Luke down the street to share a small pizza and an order of cheesy breadsticks from a local business. Using the word share might be a stretch, because Luke eats as if he hasn't eaten in months. She only gets one slice of pizza and a breadstick. Before they leave, she orders another small pizza to take with them. She tells Luke they can save the rest for later, in case they're stuck sleeping in her office. Back at her office, she calls more families. Finally, she reaches Christine Guidry. Christine has 3 boys already placed in her home. It's not really the situation Sophia wants to put Luke in. She would have preferred a home with no other children so the foster parents could focus fully on Luke. But at this point, she has to take what she can get. She's friends with Christine and knows she has her hands full with the 3 she has already. Christine has always said she has room for 4. Unfortunately, she doesn't have spare clothes lying around. They'll have to make a stop before bringing Luke over to meet his new family. Well, Luke, looks like I found you a family to stay with. I'm sure you'd rather be with your own family. This will be a safe place for you to stay until we can figure out where they are. I'm going to take you to the store first. We're going to find you a nice new pair of shoes, a few shirts, and some pants. She stands and Luke does the same. When they finally make it to the foster home, Christine Guidry opens the door. Her blonde hair is loose around her slender face. Her looks are not what pulls people to her, though. It's her bubbly personality. She waves to Sophia and greets Luke warmly. Hi there, Luke. It's so nice to meet you. My name is Miss Christine, but the kids call me Miss G. You can call me whichever of those you like, okay? Luke stares at her and nods. He guesses she seems nice enough. Sophia hands Christine the pizza. For later. He almost ate a whole pizza earlier, and an order of cheesy breadsticks. I barely got any. This one might eat you out of house and home for a while. Christine laughs. I guess you haven't seen the other 3 eat. Where do you think the money from the state goes every month? It's just enough to cover the cost of groceries for the 3 of them. Come on in, Luke. Let me show you to your room. Christine guides them through the small 2-bedroom house to the bedroom where Luke will be sleeping. Luke looks around. The walls are painted a light shade of brown. There are 2 sets of bunk beds. 3 of the beds are made up with various shades of blue sheets. There's a low-standing dresser beneath the window with 4 drawers. On top of the dresser, there are some action figures, a baseball glove and ball, and a framed picture of a young couple with a small child. On the opposite wall, there's an open closet. The closet has been divided into 2 sections with 1 higher and 1 lower bar in each to hang clothes. One section is empty, but the others have a few things hanging in them. You can have the bottom bunk of that bed, she tells him, pointing to the bed on the left that has no bedding on it. There's also an empty drawer on the bottom of the dresser and a section in the closet for you. She closes the closet door. I'd prefer the closet door to be closed. The boys never remember to close those doors. I know you don't have much. You can put your underclothes and socks in the drawer and hang up the rest. I didn't even think about underclothes, exclaimed Sophia. I'll make sure to go grab him some and bring them to you. What do you think, Luke? Superhero underwear? Sophia asks. Luke shrugs and then nods. He sits down on his bed and stares straight ahead. I think he'll be fine, Christine says to Sophia. It will take a little while for him to get used to it, as you know. The other boys are in the backyard. My laundry room is in the shed, and there's some gardening to do that doesn't stop in the winter. If they're old enough and capable, I have them help with the laundry, the mowing when it comes time for that, and the weeding of the garden. He might be a little young for some of that, but I'll find something for him to help with. I don't believe in them just sitting around and not helping around the house. To Luke, she says, Would you like to go out back and meet your new friends? Again, Luke just shrugs. Why? They won't like me anyway. Nobody likes me. I tell you what, why don't we leave you in here to have some time to take this all in? The boys will probably be done in about an hour. You can meet them when they're done. How does that sound? Luke nods and then lies on his side and pulls his knees up to his chest. Sophia and Christine leave the room. In the kitchen, Christine starts a pot of coffee. She and Sophia have known each other for a while. Sophia isn't a lifelong resident of Prelo. She doesn't have that high school connection like almost every other person of the same age has in this city, but she has placed enough children with Christine that they're friends. She's comfortable enough here to grab a plate and some cookies from the pantry. She places the snacks on the rectangular wooden table and pulls out a chair. She loves Christine's kitchen. It has a down-home feel to it, with Louisiana-themed decorations carefully placed. Even her placemats are the familiar shape of the state. Once the coffee is finished, Christine pours them each a cup. Sophia adds 2 packets of sugar and a long pour of creamer. She likes her coffee sweet. Christine, on the other hand, takes it black. They bring everything to the dining room table and sit to talk. What's your take on this one? Christine asks Sophia. He's a hard one to read, especially since he doesn't talk. We're not sure if that's a choice or a medical issue. He doesn't write. Again, is that his choice? Has he never been taught? Or is there a learning disability that needs to be overcome? We don't know. He did tell me he was 7 by holding up his fingers, so he knows how to count, maybe? The age seems right, but does he really know how many fingers he's holding up? He understands what we're asking, at least. From what the officer who found him tells me, he was practically catatonic when they picked him up. As you saw, that has improved. Do you think he's going to give me any trouble? I doubt it. He was very compliant with both the police and me. I think your biggest hurdle is going to be the communication issue. Christine blows on her coffee to cool it down. I saw his picture on the news yesterday. I hope they keep that running for a few days. You know, part of the city lost power because of the ice buildup on the power lines. It still hasn't been restored fully. I bet there are poor neighborhoods that are still waiting for theirs to come back. Good call. I'm sure Troy will have it running for a while longer. Oh, Troy, is it? Wait, are we talking about Troy Hebert? He's a hottie. We were in high school at the same time, but he's a couple years younger than me. Getting a little personal with the officer, are we? Sophia rolls her eyes. Please, he asked me to call him Troy. He said Officer Hebert was too formal. What millennial wants to be saddled with a title? Are you warm? Your cheeks are a little red. Or is that because you're thinking about Troy? Come on, Christine. I'm just saying, I've never known you to call any of the officers by their first name. I know almost every girl in high school had a crush on him. That blonde hair, those piercing blue eyes. Man, he liked the cheerleader sort. I mean, sure, he's not bad looking. I'm not exactly the cheerleader type, though. I love the learning part of school more than the socializing. As Sophia sips the last of her coffee, she hears what could only be the sound of boys coming from the backyard. Finished with their chores for the day, they are laughing and joking with each other. Christine turns to look as they come in the back door. Anthony is the last one through the door. He's carrying a laundry basket with folded clothes. They all quiet down when they see Christine and Sophia at the table. Good afternoon, Miss Jenkins. Miss G, says Marcus. We're done our chores. Anthony folded the load that was already in the dryer. Kevin put the clean load in the dryer and started a new load in the washing machine. I supervised. Marcus, Christine warned. Just kidding, Miss G. I weeded the garden. It's looking good, almost ready for spring planting. The boys excuse themselves to go clean up, but Christine asks Marcus to stay back. Marcus is the oldest boy Christine is fostering. He's 16 and has been in the system since he was 12. He embodies the description of a kid who came into the system late in life, but no one except Christine would give him a chance. Marcus's parents are both in jail, but not for anything violent. They were arrested and convicted of embezzling money from the Franklin Corporation, where they had been employed for over 20 years. Marcus is a good kid. He's polite to the adults and loves to joke around with the kids. He will do whatever is asked of him, and he won't even put up a fuss about it. Whenever they have a new boy, Christine always depends on him to welcome the kid and show him the ropes. You've got a new boy in your room, Marcus. Miss Jenkins and I are about to finish up here. We'll make his bed when we're done talking. Before we do that, I'd love you to see if you can connect with him. He hasn't spoken to anyone since he was found 2 nights ago, Christine explains. Can you help him get his clothes hung up and put away? We're calling him Luke, but we actually don't know his real name, Sophie interjects. Sure, Miss G. Let me take a crack at him. Maybe he just doesn't want to talk to adults. Enjoy the rest of your snack. Marcus walks off in the direction of the bedroom. Marcus is what, 16 now? Sophia asks. He's got such a big heart. Christine nods her head. Yeah, he'll be 17 next month. Next year's his last year with us. I've talked to him about what he'll do when he's no longer in the system. Sometimes he talks about going to LSU. He has good enough grades to get a scholarship. Other times he tells me he's going to get a job as a janitor and work at the group home. He says he'll talk to the higher-ups and see if they'll let him live there as his pay. I'd hate to see him waste his intelligence doing manual labor. Honestly, I wouldn't mind him sticking around. He's helpful, polite, and the other boys look up to him. Well, Kevin does. Maybe I can talk to him about getting a degree in social work. He's so good with the kids. I could write him a letter of recommendation. I think that'd be right up his alley. When the time comes, if that's what he wants, I'll help him with applications and recommendation letters. He's going to need a full scholarship, including tuition, room and board, and books. His parents' assets were liquidated, and the proceeds went to pay back the Franklin Corporation. He's going to have to find an on-campus job for his spending money. I won't be able to help him out in that way. Such a sad situation, especially since he's so sweet. You might want to have him look specifically for scholarships that are meant for kids in his situation. There are also those geared to African Americans. Try looking for grants, too, not just scholarships. I know we can't personally save them all, but that one, yeah, he's gotten to me, too.